Okay, you got me. The truth is, animals technically don't have rights. I know, I couldn't believe it either. But this podcast isn't about what animals don't have, it's about what they might have. And they might have rights. Welcome to the Animal Rights Tour, a podcast where we guide you on the exploration of the past, present, and potential future of animal rights law. And I'm your guide, Carly. What if animals had legal rights just like you or me? Not all the same rights, perhaps not the right to freedom of speech or political assembly, but some of the same rights. Maybe the right to life. What if animals had the right to life? But isn't that just ridiculous, you may ask? Well, maybe, but why? Why is the idea that animals should not be killed and eaten ridiculous? Because we've always done that? Killed and eaten animals? There are a lot of things that we've always done, which we don't do anymore. How about this? Some years ago, in a survey in the UK, nearly half the people questioned agreed that, and I quote, "A man's job is to earn money and a woman's is to look after the home." What? I know, right? It's not a mistake, really. But it was in 1987, nearly 40 years ago. By 2022, that number was down to 9%. Or take the hashtag #MeToo movement, where we started pushing back against uncalled for and oppressive behaviors that just a few years earlier were considered normal or the way things were always done. My point is, society's values change. What we think is acceptable can change too, sometimes a lot. But maybe rights for animals is ridiculous for other reasons. Because animals are not like us? That one is true. They're not exactly like us, but we are animals too. And most animals are sentient. So many of them experience love and fear, have fun and get angry, care for family and friends, love their children, and mourn their dead. So, no, it's not ridiculous. It is a novel idea, I grant you that, and maybe unexpected, something we haven't thought about before. There's nothing wrong with unexpected ideas. New ideas come along all the time, and sometimes a while before we get comfortable with them. Actually dealing with climate change, that has been a long time coming, but we get it eventually. It's been about 50 years, say 2 generations, so when your grandparents were young. And at the time, only a few people were thinking about it, discussing it, suggesting we do something. And so it may be the same with animal rights law. Maybe in 50 years, your grandchildren will say to you, "So let me get this straight. You had animals killed so you could eat their flesh?" And you'll say something like, "Yes, we did. But we didn't realize what we were doing. We didn't think about it." So pack your curiosity, imagination, and headphones and join us for the Animal Rights Tour. All the episodes are about 2 to 3 minutes long, and each season is on a different aspect of animal rights law. In the first season, we'll look back on how it all began. Here's a taster. It began in England in 1809 with the Lord Chief Justice, who had a big idea about how we should treat animals. Thanks for listening to this introduction hosted by me, Carly. See you for our next episode of the Animal Rights Tour.